Okay, so now about the editor, if you want to make your own map. So let's assume you have started the game like in the previous video and you go to the editor and so on, and you have generated the vertex buffers and so on. If you want to make a new map or edit this one, you're gonna need to delete those files. So you go to the location, and I assume you know what you're doing, and create a new one. So you press F1 and you go to the simple gameplay menu, and you go into the editor mode. Most of the stuff you see are the helpers. They don't exist in the game much. So there are biomes and stuff. And let's say you want to add something. So you go to the map editor, and that's all we're gonna use for now. And now when you're in map editor, you can use auto select. So if you create something, it is selected by default. And you can add by position or position matrix. Position matrix is important because we can choose those just to connect the stuff easily. So if we, which case? Right K is to select in this mode. So we can select some object, it will be highlighted and so on, not so aggressively as previously. You can turn off this overlay. So yeah, depends how you like it, but now it is not that much aggressive. So if you want to put something in the game, you can use the connector. It found that this is the connector 1 of the current object, so we can navigate the menu X and Z, but you can of course click it here. Right. Okay, and we are going to spawn static. Those are reference things. You can add it, but they are very heavy and they must be deleted, like kill all before you want to play. They are just heavy. They are just for the first orientation in the level. And let's say we want to add the floor, so we are adding the floor. Because we pressed auto selection, it is selected by default. You can rotate it. Let's go to the rotation things. You can do this by clicking those plus minus stuff. If you want, you can align it to XYZ, but it is aligned for now. Translation. So if you choose this, it will be translated by 5 units, let's say pixels, but this doesn't mean anything in 3D. So, and if you hold shift, wherever you click, it's gonna be repeated. So now you, without shift, clicking another one, and you can just hold the button and go on. Same with rotation and stuff. If you want to delete, this is wrong. You just press a delete on the keyboard and it's disappearing. If you want to copy something, you press Ctrl C, and now it's creating the copy of the object and you can move it. Of course, you can press T to move it faster, Shift because it will be quite fast. So very fast, 80, like this is the unit I'm using in the game. And when you go back to 0 or 5, yeah. Same with rotation. So you can choose something to rotate, and you have a rotation speed of 1, which you can change to turn it by 90 degrees, by 45, or whatever. 30 or yeah. This one. So you can move it however you like. all the gizmo is working without shift by pressing. So how it works, it's about to be explained later. Okay, so let's create again. We are choosing our connector. Let's see if it is chosen. Let's choose another one. You can of course take it from the menu, but yeah, this connector is good enough. Try left and right keys. I don't remember what I put in the code for now. So let's say we are adding an entrance. The entrance will be rotated by this matrix as you expect. So this is kind of entrance we have now. Okay, it is auto selected, and here part skin we can change both collider and vertex buffer to be seen at once. So dirt or rubble or ruins or let's use scar rock, something like that. And what is about those colliders and visible vertex buffers? So we go to the camera menu, and it will work in editor mode. We can turn off the geometry. Of course, we can turn off the helpers. There are colliders. There are vertex buffers that are responsible to detect our collision with terrain. So as we see, there are a lot of simple, like very simple. It is what is working under the hood. Of course, we can play on this, and if you use a kind of shading or something based on those, or use like simple nanites to generate a kind of biome on them, it's gonna work fine. Yeah? Just it needs logic that I didn't implement now. I want something that works. Okay, let's see, we have this one, and we are interested in connecting some corridors here. So we are choosing this connector. Let's see, this is connector 4. Yeah, we have 4, because if we choose different one, we're gonna use different one. And it is important to be in position matrix, because else, if we choose position, it will be just placed in the position, like no matrix. There are two kind of placing operations that are available. Okay, so let's say choose this one, and we go to the underground statics, and we want to the flat corridor, or yeah, corridor. We have a corridor. And this corridor flat have two types of skin for now. I didn't make more. So one from dirt and one from stones. And of course we can rotate it and move it and whatever. But they are connected in correct place. So what's the point? Like implementing some chaos. Turn off the camera menu. Okay, so then it has only one additional connector, so we can add another corridor and so on, and so we can build a whole level. So if we want to save our map, we can choose a name. Let's say it is a good name, because this is the name of the map that will be loaded by default in the program. So just save it. Of course you can edit the directory, but there is no point now. Okay, and now I'm gonna show where the files are, and probably if we restart the game, it will work with those. So let's restart, and we see F11 is restarting the game. So it will be loading our map, hopefully. Let's see. And it probably should work from the files in the user data. Otherwise, there is a way to implement it in the file you have it. Okay, yep. So it works. But for now, we need to delete also manually files for compiled map and compiled biome. If you want to play some biome, it is also in mapeditor. Simple game company editor gizmo. And because of memory, it is wise to turn off the game and restart it completely manually if you want to play with a guy on the scene. So to place a biome, we can use add biome. Right. Let's say this is a good place. This is a position we are now placing. Yeah, right key. We are now placing the biome. We are choosing. This biome is automatically chosen. Is it? It is. Yeah. So now we're gonna have a big biome, and now it is a bit complicated. We go to Object Editor for biome, and here we don't have ZX navigation. We go to the page 13, and here we can choose what it's gonna have. So medium grassland, low grassland, grass moss, and what kind of biome. If you want more biomes, you just press it. If you press it, there must be at least one, so you can add how many you like and give them a different types of biome. Of course, wargrass D-flat is on the flat walls we seen previously, so they're sticking out from the wall. They must find a wall with correct normal for them, and the grass is just growing from the floor. And this is how often it will appear, so how to granulate the terrain, and how big is the chance it is calculated from something and some data torture. And the radius, how big is this sphere? Of course, we don't gonna see this sphere for now, it is just some default sphere, but if you change the radius will be real, like it's gonna affect that way we expect. And if you want to place a guy to play, we can add him like dynamic. Okay, this is good places, and other let's say here. Okay, and we are adding humanoid hero. Of course, he can have different skins and so on, and he will be falling from this place, so he's gonna fall here. So let's see how it works. Turn off the map editor. Yep, we are now in editor gameplay. This map is not compiled with vertex buffers, so here we have a list of the things we have put in. Really? Those filter. Oh, here we have our hero. Oh, here are the buttons. So we have those. We can roll it. no doors, no G fields, only camera and our guys. Okay, so is this you? This is you. So he falls from the floor, and now he could be controlled with whatever you like. Yes, you can play two guys. You can turn the camera number 2 on him and camera number 1 on the first one, and assign different paths. And in such a case, if you want to do this, we are now very slow because we are in editor. We have not compiled the map, so graphic controls and split screen. Okay, so while we see what we see. Okay, so we are now controlling two guys. We are in editor, so it is very slow. But if you compile it, you can use two different controllers to control those two guys. Yeah. So now I'm unisono controlling them with the same controller, so they should be doing something similar and very stupid. But generally, you can play two guys at the same time or split screen different way. Horizontal camera is looking where to go. Okay, and yeah, this is how it works.